and welcome to Finextra. I'm Emily Horler and I'm here with Joshua Bower-Saul of Cybertonica. And we're at the Strategy for Success in Payments and Transaction Banking Services event. Thank you very much for joining me.
It's a pleasure, thanks.
How does the new open API technology environment create value for the customer in banking and payment services?
Well, I think the open API technology environment is evolving very quickly. So you have things like Yodlee in the United States, which is giving access to unparalleled data riches for the use of apps and other people. And what we see happening in Cybertonica is this is making it possible to have lots of alternative forms of payment. And we believe, and all statistics prove, that in a few years, 50% of payments will be made using alternative technologies. So that's one of the first things with API open technology. And it's going to give a lot of competition to the incumbent payment structures and infrastructure.
How do you get a balance between access to data, privacy, and performance of banking products?
Well, I would say you have to use machine learning, artificial intelligence, even deep learning, as we do in our company, to make sure that those payments and that access is controlled and anonymized in such a way that you're using really more like mosaics or shadows of people's personality, payment personality, banking data. You're not actually finding out who the person is. You're finding out the way they behave as a banking entity. And that can be very well studied using statistics and machine learning. You don't need to interfere with the person's personal life.
How do you expect the payments landscape to look in 5 to 10 years? Who will be the big players?
Well, it's easy to say that there's going to be a lot of change, right? But I think you have the card schemes, you have the banks, you have the new alternative payment centers, if you will. I mean, PayPal dominates that market for the moment, but that's not going to be the case forever. Apple Pay, Samsung Pay. It's important to realize that at the same time there are big challenges. Many people believe that they're about a third of the Android phones are infected with viruses and malware in the payments part of their applications. Apple is also having some problems. PayPal recently had some very big issues with intrusion. So all of these things are going to lend to an atmosphere where new offers are going to come into the market. And those may be very specific card offerings. They may be walled gardens that can be created out of a box. And that's one of the things we try to help with, is creating a secure environment for a niche customer base or for an umbrella customer base. And that means that you can provide new types of payment to people who are doing cross-border transactions, people who are moving from one jurisdiction to another without interfering with the existing banking infrastructure. So we see that as changing the fundamental size and role of the players of today. Are they going to be more like utilities providing data to people like our customers who are providing payment services, e-wallets, and other types of alternative forms of payment? That's what we think will happen. So the market will be more fragmented, but it's also a market that's growing exceedingly quickly. So you're seeing 50% growth in some markets in mobile commerce and in e-commerce. These are volumes that today's infrastructure cannot deal with without players like ourselves.
Joshua, thank you very much.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you for watching.